back, our viewers. We've been discussing about loss and grief. We've looked at what loss is, and now we are going to look at the symptoms of grieving.
Yeah, thank you. Symptoms vary. They can be either in feeling form. So some of the feelings that a client can show could be sadness. There could be also shock, numbness, and low self-esteem during this time. Also, there is another aspect of manifestation or symptoms, which is behavior. Whoever has been affected by this loss will want to behave like, for example, withdraw. There could be also loss of appetite. There could be also lack of sleep, insomnia. They sleep very little or they sleep too much in a day. And then there is absent-mindedness. You can find a mom, maybe they've lost a child. When you reach there, they just go anyhow. They want to pick something and then they don't know. They just ask themselves, what was it? Absent-mindedness, they have no sense of time. You can find a family trying to make lunch at around 3 because there was nobody who is functioning in that right manner. There are also other symptoms, physical. The person could lose weight. They could also be that hollowness in the stomach, a feeling that comes, you feel like there is an empty space which has been created. And the client can also complain of breathing issues and hallucination. Here, the client sees, they visualize. Sometimes they can say, oh, I can see my pet has come back and it is not there. Or even I'm hearing so-and-so speaking and they told me he died. Is it true? I saw him. And they can stick there. And if it goes on, it can even go to the level of which may need psychiatric treatment. Yeah. So Diana, also there is another symptom which is spiritual. The client who has been so good going to church, you may find them not going anymore. They don't find meaning in rituals done in the church, like reading the Bible, even praying. It does not make sense to them. And they're angry at God. They can ask, why?
Why did you allow it to happen to me?
Where were you, God, when this happened? And so this time, as a counselor, you sit there, you allow them to vent out all their anger and then try to bring that acceptance to your client. So in this, they could be angry to the clergy. When the pastors come, they can just say, look at them, they are coming, what for? But others also can be too much into the rituals of the church. They can be too much in seeking God during this moment. Yeah, those are some of the symptoms. But as we speak, others can carry on for a long time. Their thought line also, it can make them want even to isolate themselves. They think and they may not find an answer.
Which are more, maybe you can tell us, since we've seen that there are like emotional effects and also the physical side of it. Which one do you think that it can affect someone so much?
It's the emotional part of it, because if they don't come out of it, if they don't even want to express themselves, there are those people who may want to just close it and then act as if nothing has happened.
And yet it is eating him or her from the inside.
So one time you will find them go flat and they can be sick, even needing hospitalization.
So okay, when we realize that someone has the manifestation of these symptoms, maybe after loss, so what should we do as the other parties now watching this person? What is our responsibility?
When you see maybe the family or even an individual in a certain family is so low, they can seek support. They need to talk more about it. They need to be listened to and empathized. Sometimes it is not necessarily being there and talking to them. It's you being there. until they realize they need to speak what they are going through. They need to vent out their feelings, and you can find them asking you questions. What you can address, you can address. What you cannot address, you tell them that this is beyond us and we may not have answers. Stop promising them that things will be so well so soon. And stop even telling them God knew. No. So you be there, give them that support.
And sometimes it's like we just maybe we view it as like exaggerations. Maybe you find someone crying all the time, and yet you personally, you don't have maybe any other thing to do to this person.
Yeah, Diana, I've seen people cry, but they will not cry forever. When they continue to talk about it, they cry. They cry until it reaches a time when they are fully healed and totally they've accepted, they will not cry.
So we need to be patient with them.
Yeah, we need to be patient, and that is why most people say time will heal. But it is not the time, it is what you do with the time that will heal you.
Okay.
And this is the time we also say during after the rites which take place. There are things that a client has to do. And one called Warden just talked about the tasks that have to be accomplished. The tasks that have to be accomplished during morning. And during this time, there are those activities which are done by communities. The communities, the rituals that they do, they come and mourn, they come and talk about it, they come and even take the pictures that remind them, and they talk, they address as if this person is seeing them. Those are some of the things which make a person heal. But there are others, they are a must grief, which you may not see. Someone can smile, even if that time there is no reason why they should even smile because of the pain they are going through. There is also the exaggerated. It may go on now after the funeral and everything. It continues for a very long time. So that one also, it can be there. And that prolonged grief also can be there. Others, they may need specialized and professional counselors.
Helen, what should this person do apart from now waiting for other people to come and console him or her? I think as a person, you also need to take a step and accept it, because the faster you accept it, the better.
Yeah, we normally encourage the family to let the bereaved person accept that the spouse or whoever has died or whatever they lost to participate in some of this. If it is the funeral time, they may also participate in writing a tribute. They may also participate sometimes in looking for those things which their spouse love and saying, I want this to be done. I want it to be done like this. Let's decorate the place like this, theme color or something like that.
So how do you get rid of things that can trigger like the reminders that can trigger that memory? Because maybe you lost someone through death and you were around at that moment. Maybe you heard him or her cry, so it's like that cry is left inside you. You always hear that. Or maybe there was a bomb, and every time like you hear a sound related to that bomb, it's like it triggers those emotions. What do we do for us to avoid?
Sometimes the client themselves, the person who has lost, has to go through them, although they don't want to see those things. Maybe it is the shirt, maybe it is the tie, the shoes, but they have to work through this pain. It is the process of acceptance, taking it and saying, I know you used to value this, but life has to go on. And they do it away. It is not immediately. This is after all the funeral. It is not immediately. It is a process. They work about it, they talk about it, they look at the photos, as they keep aside, they will say, I'll remain with this one, but these others, I'll put them aside or give them away. This will help them to accept.
So maybe as we wind up, maybe you can tell us what we maybe involving ourselves in maybe hobbies, like sporting activities, cooking, reading.
So as as I finish about warden, he says there are three things. The first one is acceptance, then adjust to the environment where that person is not there, or that item you lost is not there, and then withdraw the emotions you have towards that person or that thing, and then have it come to reinvestment of a new thing. That is where now you reinvest into hobbies. You use your resources. What do you like? You can give back to the community, and that is why we find other people who've gone through such, they want to go back, reach others who are crying. If it is a widow, they want to be there for them. It's a person who lost property or lost a limb, a hand, or a job, they may be there to encourage. And Diana, that is also the time. There is also the time which also will help you. What do you do with this time? That is where you put your resources.
Okay.
But finally, also the clients should be helped to really strengthen their coping mechanisms by accepting and making meaning out of what has happened. And see that life is not over. There has to be something. He has to wake up for the children, to be there for themselves, and go back even to their duties.
Okay.
Yes.
I can see time is not on our side. And if you think a situation if you are grieving and it has overwhelmed you, there are counselors who can help you. Just go there, because it can really overweigh you. So make sure that you tune into KTS every Tuesday at 7:30 to 8, so that you can watch our program. In French we say au revoir. Bye bye.